Empowerment Minutes podcast, a podcast that empowers leaders with practical tools, bold inspiration, and strategies on learning, leadership, coaching, and personal growth. I'm your host, Dr. Maurine Kwende. I partner with L&D, HR directors, and higher education leaders to build unstoppable, future-ready workforces and organizations. As the CEO and founder of EMK Learning Solutions, I'll be glad to support you too. And those who are tuning in for the first time, I would like to say welcome. Welcome to the Empowerment Minutes podcast. You have a new episode available to you every Tuesday, and all the topics are around learning, leadership, coaching, personal growth. All right. So thank you. And those who have been tuning in for many times now, I would like to say welcome back. Thank you. Thank you. And I'm very delighted you're here today. So as you know, every month we pick a theme. So the theme of the month is Design Your 2026, right? You know, we have a couple of weeks left in 2025. That's right. Where did the time go, right? We have just 2 weeks left, right? So today's, the theme of this month is about designing your 2026, how to go from the dream board to a bold action, right? And so we've been going through different topics. So last week we talked about, the first week of December, we talked about what did your 2025 teach you. And last week we talked about how you can turn your North Star, how you can be able to create your North Star and the statement, about your North Star, right? And then today we're going to be talking about how you can now go from taking that North Star and design your dream board into that vision you want to see. So that's really going to be the focus of today's episode, okay? So we're really, just to go back, I want to say in part one, we talked about looking back in 2025 and asking the tough question, what did this teach you? In part two last week, we talked about moving from reflection to direction, where we're defining that North Star, right? And that trifecta of purpose, values, and impact that serves as your guiding force. So you're looking inwards, right? And so today we're going to be moving from inwards to outwards, right? Where we're talking about dream boards. Most people know it as vision board. So we're now talking about how are you going to take that invisible North Star, the purpose, the values that we talked about, and how you can turn that into a vision that you can actually see, touch, and move forward towards every single day in your 2026. Okay, so if you've ever thought about dream boards, many people would say, they're just work of art and craft, cutting pictures here and there. But today we're really going to learn that it's way more than just cutting pictures, right? You can cut pictures too, or you can use a digital version. There are different kinds, but we're going to be looking at what it is and different ways that you can do that. But a dream board or a vision board is that visual representation of your goals, of your dreams. Where do you want to go? Right, as a leader, you have to have that dream. You have to have a vision. It's like not having a direction, not having your GPS, not having your map. So where are you going? Right, you can take action, but no, you wouldn't know where you're going. You wouldn't have that direction. Are you moving backwards then? Are you moving sideways then? Right, without having that vision, without having that, that compass to help you, drive that direction forward, you might actually, take a different direction. So here are some 4 things that a dream board can do for you, or why it's important, right? It helps you, number one, to provide that direction. It helps you also with that alignment. It keeps your dreams front and center in the busyness of quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4. It's so easy to drift, right? So your board kind of pulls you back, right? Making sure that you're aligned, right? And then also that there's that alignment with your inner self, that your North Star, your values, your purpose. It also provides clarity. You can't put everything on the board. So this actually is a process that forces you to choose what really matters, right? And what do I really want on my horizon, and what can you put on your parking lot, so you can decide, okay? And then also another reason is that of creativity activation. When you're designing your future, it activates a different part of your brain. You aren't just writing a to-do list, you're architecting your life, you're designing. Think about someone who designed the house that you live in. Did you design that house? You're actually architecting a life, okay? And then it also provides that guidance, that and transparency, right? As a leader, the vision isn't just for you, it's for your team, right? So when you have a clear vision, you can clearly lead your team with more certainty, and they can also have that confidence that you're taking them, down the path where you're on the same page, and you all can follow and go together along that path. All right. So the dream board is really it's not just that visual, right? It's that strong as anchor, right? That compass, that stronghold that would hold you, towards the direction where you're going. Without that purpose, a dream board is just a wish list. With purpose, it has that roadmap. Okay. So now you want to be able to have that dream board, but you also want to connect your North Star to your board, right? So before you pick your pen, a pair of scissors, and start cutting those new magazine covers, I would like you to pause for a second. Look at the North Star statement you created last week, right? Look at that statement, right? And ask yourself, how does my 2026 board reflect who I am at my best? Okay, you want to arrange them in those 5 different areas: your career, your finances, your health, your spiritual, um, your well-being, all those different areas, five core areas of your life. And then you also want to conduct that alignment test, right? You want to be able to ask yourself. So, for example, if you say your North Star is about leading with compassion, but your board only talks about luxury cars and corner offices, there's a disconnect, right? Making sure that what you're putting on that board matches your values, and so you can still see that compassion on leading with compassion on there. That would make sure that there is that alignment. So when there's a disconnect, it's an opportunity for you to pause and make those changes, right? And you also want to be able to think about or choose, do you want a physical board or a digital board, and how do you build it, right? With a physical board, it's more for people who are more tactile, more hands-on. You will need, of course, a board magazine, photos, and things like that. And the art of cutting and pasting is a psychological buy-in to your own goals. You're architecting, your life for 2026, right? So you want to be able to use that and design your board and put it maybe in a place where you can see it. It could be in your closet. It could be on the, in front of your fridge, wherever you go daily. You want to put it there where you can see it. My favorite is a digital board, and this is really more of a modern leader look, if I may. With the advancement of technology and the digital space that we all live in. So you want to use a tool, for example, like Canva, and design a wallpaper, or even like a phone cover. So your 2026 vision is that thing that you see when you wake up. So you pretty much put all those pictures on Canva, then you can download it and save it on your phone so you can see it every day, right? And to take it a step further, you want to share it with your accountability partner or someone who's close to you who can remind you, hey, how is this going? How is this going, right? If you have a health goal to be able to lose 25 pounds, so how is that goal? How is it going, right? They will be helping you to hold you accountable so you can stay true to that vision and work towards it, right? So now for some people who don't have the time, as you know, my book Dream Big and Live Your Dreams Boldly was launched yesterday, the workbook. So it includes like a template in there for it, and it has a QR code that you can scan to have access to a template. If you don't want to create one, you can just use that one and be able to start working on your goals, right? So now that you've done that, you've created your dream board, right? You now have that vision, right? Like I mentioned, this doesn't should not be a secret. You want to share it with your team. Have your team do the same thing. Do it like kind of like a retreat or a workshop. Work together and you can share with each other what it is, and then create one for the team that everybody contributes to. Okay. And so that's how you move from just being a boss to that visionary leader, right? a leader who does not provide a vision, their team, their employees, they just get lost because they don't know what to do. So this is a great opportunity for you to get your people together and start planning your 2026 together by building this dream board so that you can actually help you take action. Okay. So if you need a community or you would like to join our emerging leaders cohort where we have accountability as part of our program requirements, you're more than happy to join us and empower yourself, right? And so let's see here. What would be your challenge for this week, right? Take time to review your North Star statements from part two. Decide on what type of dream board you want to create, a digital or physical one, right? And then put them in a place where you can see them and start working on those goals, taking action towards what you have on the board. Okay. So to close, I would like you to remember that your dream board is not just about what you want to have; it's about who you're choosing to become. So I'd like to thank you for joining the Empower Minutes podcast today. I'd like to invite you to share this episode with one person you want to see win in 2026. Until next time, keep dreaming big, keep designing with intention, and keep leading boldly. This is your host, Dr. Maurine Kwende, signing off.